Hey folks, thanks for tuning back into the Colonial Airstream YouTube channel. Joe Welch is here and we are back with another service tech tip video. Temperatures are dropping and it's starting to get cold outside quick. And that means it's time to winterize our RVs. We don't want anything bad to happen during the winter months. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. It's always important to get ahead of winterization because waiting too long could mean unwanted repairs. Winterizing your RV ensures that your unit is ready for use come next spring. What happens when we leave water in these systems and in the pipes? Of course, it freezes, it's going to ultimately expand, damage your RV, cost you plenty of money, and then if you could just go through these steps, you can minimize the need for unwanted expensive repairs down the road. This is going to be a series of Airstream winterization videos, so subscribe if you haven't already and get notified when a new winterization video comes out. Today we are going to be winterizing a 2023 Airstream Interstate 24 GT. Keep in mind that every RV system is set up a little differently, so if you're unsure about your configuration, please refer to the manufacturer or make an appointment with our service department today. Now, before you start the process, you need to make sure that you have a couple of key items. First off, some RV-specific antifreeze. Using regular car antifreeze is highly toxic to humans, and we should never use them in RVs. And we recommend using something like this Champion RV and Marine grade antifreeze. We carry this in our parts store. And also, we would recommend that you have a pump converter kit in your unit. We also carry this, and this will hook up the water pump directly to your antifreeze to pump it through your system. So the first thing I actually want to do on this unit specifically is shut off the gas. Reason being is this has a Suburban Nautilus IW60 continuous flow water heater, and I'm going to be running my antifreeze directly through the system. I just don't want the system to turn on and boil that antifreeze, so in addition to having it shut off inside, I'm just also going to have the gas shut off out here. So now that our gas is shut off and we're inside, we're going to go ahead and access our pump so we can put antifreeze through the system. Underneath our fridge, there's these two finger-tight knobs on this false vent here, and we're just going to remove them on each side, pull our vent out of the way, and then underneath here, we're actually going to see a SureFlow pump. On the left here, these distinctive blue releases will actually pull, and on our filter side, that's our intake, and we have a fitting like so on our winterization line that we're going to go ahead and with this blue clip pulled out, we're going to put our winterization line in there. It's going to lock it in place. And now I'm ready to go ahead and get my gallon right here. So go ahead and make sure that you have your water pump on, and then I just like to start at our highest point here. We're going to start at our shower in the bathroom, doing both our cold and then our hot side here underneath. Keep in mind our gas is off, and I'll show you the water heater in a bit. So we've got that complete on our shower. Now I'm going to go ahead to the commode here. Just want to make sure the same thing is happening and that we're getting antifreeze through this system as well. Next thing we can make our way to that's in the coach is our sink right here in our kitchenette. Going ahead and doing my cold side, getting all the water out. Now that we've got antifreeze on our cold, we're going to go over to our hot side. And it seems I've actually run out of antifreeze, so I got to go ahead and switch bottles here. Now that we've changed our bottle, we can go ahead and resume on our hot side here. There we go. There's some pressure there. Yep, now that we've got some great flow. Now, we're still inside. There's one more thing in the very back left of most of our interstates in our cup holder here. and that is our low point drains. So you can go ahead and turn those T-valves, one being right here, all the way to the right. Just want to open that for a second, make sure that I get anything out of the cold side there, and then I have the hot to the right of it, turning that T-valve. And doing the same. Now that we finished off winterization with the emptying of our low points in the rear here, we can take that excess antifreeze and pour it in our traps in all our drains. So we just want to get a sufficient amount in the kitchen. And then we want to go ahead into our commode here, get both our drain for our sink, as well as the shower drain as well, that has its own designated trap in the floor. I want to get a sufficient gulp out of my shower. Fantastic. And now we can just not worry about our traps quite as much. So underneath here, we have our quick connect. We're just going to push that guy in. And now that we're hooked up, we can go ahead and do our hot till she turns pink, and then our cold side as well. Running clear and then pink as well. Wonderful. Then we can just go ahead, release our quick connect, close up our outside shower, and let the antifreeze run out of our hose. So now we have antifreeze entirely through our system, but it is worth mentioning right now that there is a bypass on our AirXL IW60, our continuous flow water heater. You are absolutely within your rights, and the manufacturer is okay with you putting antifreeze through the system, but let's say you're blowing it through with air. I want you to be aware of how you can access this bypass and how you can blow air through the system and drain the system if you want to. So coming back to the rear hatch of your Interstate, we have 4 screws that would be on our panel here. With this panel removed, there's 2 screws that hold in our IW60 panel. And right here you can see the T-valve for our bypass. This is going to tie our whole hot and cold together and bypass the tank out of our line. So we're moving this door. Right here we could go ahead and bypass the tank. And then my drain is actually me twisting and opening this valve. So if I have air going through the unit, I can actually blow this tank empty and then shut it here at the valve. So actually, just to show you real quick, right here I'm emptying out the tank into the delivery bay. And if I had air going through the unit, I can completely empty this tank before I bypass and shut it off. It's just a little bit more work to come back here and do this. I don't typically recommend solely blowing out your unit with air. I would always recommend using antifreeze. The majority of repairs I get to do on water heaters are from folks that only used air when winterizing their unit. Now that we're done winterizing our coach, we're going to winterize our macerator pump and the lines coming from our gray and black tanks. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up where my real hose lives, get that out of the compartment, and then pull my hose the distance I need to get to the dropout. Then I'm going to go ahead and open this line prematurely with this shutoff valve here, and then I need to get into my switches. We're going to open up my gray valve, then I'm going to pump out whatever water's left in my gray tank through my macerator pump. Now that the gray side is empty, I'm going to shut my pump off, shut the gray side, then I'm going to open up my black side, turning on my waste pump again to empty out the black tank. Well, now that our black side's empty, we're going to shut our pump off, shut the valve on the black, And there should still be antifreeze in all the P-traps on the gray side, but I want to go straight to the commode, fill up the commode so I can load up the black tank with antifreeze. Let's do that now. So I'm just confirming that my gray and my black are empty. I'm going to show you where the fresh plug is so we can empty out the fresh as well here. But now I'm going to go back to the commode in the wet bath here, and I'm just going to put in a liberal amount of antifreeze. You definitely don't need a full gallon, but I would recommend using a half to a full gallon for sure, just to really make sure that all the lines up to the macerator and the macerator pump itself and the reel is filled with antifreeze. So now that we're back here with antifreeze up in our black tank, we can open up our black valve. And now I want to pump until I can see the antifreeze coming out. Then I can shut my pump off and shut the black valve there. That way, antifreeze is all the way through our waste reel, in the macerator underneath itself, and in the tank just before it. So now that we've put antifreeze all the way through our lines, through every outlet, and even through our gray-black and our macerator pump and waste reel, we can empty out our fresh tank just in case we're afraid of anything being left in there and freezing over the winter. Behind your driver's seat, underneath the coach, we actually have the plug that will empty out the fresh tank right here. Follow these steps and you'll have nothing to worry about over the next few winter months. If you do not wish to winterize your own RV, and you don't want to worry about messing up anything in the process, then please don't hesitate to call our service department and set up a winterization appointment today. Of course, we'd always recommend keeping your gray, black, and fresh tank completely empty during the winter. And before we end this video, we would really appreciate everyone hitting that like button and subscribing if they haven't already. And if you found this video helpful or you have any questions, please leave us a comment below or reach out to us at colonialairstream.com. Our phone number is 800-265-9019. My name is Joe Welches, and I really hope to see you all again in the next Colonial Service Tech Tip video.